What is up, Salem fanatics? Welcome back to Peacock TV Spoilers. Last Friday left all of us gasping for air, and now we absolutely need to talk about the nuclear explosion about to happen between Stephanie Johnson, Joy Wesley, and Alex Kiriakis. Let's be real for a second. The upcoming promo photos are completely wild, and I have so many thoughts. But here's the kicker. This situation is not just a simple misunderstanding. Oh no. This standoff has layers of deep trauma, decades of Salem history, and some seriously toxic relationship dynamics baked right into the core. So grab a huge cup of coffee, sit down, and let us dissect this absolute madness. The scene of the crime, what the leaks show us. As always, only 30% of this video is going to be the raw spoilers, because the twisted psychology behind the scenes is the real meat of the story. But let us lay out the actual facts first. Based on the newly leaked preview pictures, absolute chaos erupts at the apartment shared by Alex Kiriakis and Stephanie Johnson. The spoiler video shows Stephanie Johnson sleeping peacefully, only to be jolted awake by the terrifying sound of keys jingling in the front door lock. Without missing a beat, Stephanie Johnson immediately grabs a loaded gun. That's crazy. The very next frame reveals Joy Wesley standing right in the doorway. Joy Wesley looks absolutely petrified, leaning against the door frame in pure terror, staring down the barrel of the weapon. Then, the camera pans to Alex Kiriakis. Alex Kiriakis is standing right in the middle of the room, looking frantically between the dangerous firearm and Joy Wesley's horrified face. In one very blurry photo, Alex Kiriakis actually appears to be stepping into the crossfire. Shortly after this near-fatal encounter, the Salem Police Department arrives. Sean Brady and Jada Hunter step onto the scene. Sean Brady immediately begins interrogating Joy Wesley and Alex Kiriakis to piece together the timeline. Meanwhile, Jada Hunter pulls Stephanie Johnson aside. The photos make one thing extremely clear. Jada Hunter is profoundly stressed out. Jada Hunter knows Stephanie Johnson almost did something irreversible. Deep dive, the psychology of a Johnson. Now, let us move beyond the surface level and get into the real analysis. Why on earth is Stephanie Johnson sleeping next to a loaded weapon? To understand this intense reaction, we must look back at the chaotic legacy of the Johnson family. Stephanie Johnson is the child of Steve Patch Johnson and Kayla Brady. Growing up, Stephanie Johnson witnessed constant, relentless danger. I personally believe Stephanie Johnson carries severe, undiagnosed PTSD from a lifetime of family kidnappings and attacks. This reminds me of exactly what Stefano DiMera did back in the late 90s. Stefano DiMera constantly terrorized the Brady and Johnson families. Stefano DiMera made absolutely sure that nobody in Salem ever felt safe inside a private home. The horrific trauma Stefano DiMera inflicted on Kayla Brady clearly trickled down to Stephanie Johnson. When Stephanie Johnson hears a key turning in the lock in the dead of night, Stephanie Johnson does not think, "Oh, maybe a friend made a mistake." Stephanie Johnson thinks, "A monster is coming to destroy the family." And let us talk about Alex Kiriakis. I am just going to say it. I absolutely despise how Alex Kiriakis handles romantic relationships. Alex Kiriakis refuses to set boundaries. Alex Kiriakis creates toxic love triangles wherever Alex Kiriakis goes. Compare Alex Kiriakis to Victor Kiriakis. Victor Kiriakis was a ruthless titan, but Victor Kiriakis commanded respect and ruthlessly protected the Kiriakis household. Alex Kiriakis, on the other hand, just bumbles through life, leaving a wake of shattered hearts and loaded weapons. By giving Joy Wesley a key, or at least failing to secure the apartment locks, Alex Kiriakis put both Stephanie Johnson and Joy Wesley in massive, life-threatening danger. Amazing! The absolute nerve of Alex Kiriakis to stand there looking shocked when Alex Kiriakis literally built the powder keg. On the flip side, I will passionately defend Stephanie Johnson to the ends of the earth. Stephanie Johnson is fiercely protecting the sanctuary of the home. When an unknown person tries to break into a dark apartment, Stephanie Johnson has every single right to defend the premises. The hot take: this was no accident. Here is my controversial opinion, and I know this theory is going to spark a huge debate down in the comments. I do not think Stephanie Johnson was completely oblivious to the identity of the person at the door. I personally believe Stephanie Johnson knew the intruder was Joy Wesley. If you ask me, this is a huge mistake by the writers, if the writers frame the incident as a simple accident, because an accident strips away Stephanie Johnson's agency. Think about the intense, boiling jealousy bubbling just under the surface. The tension between Stephanie Johnson and Joy Wesley has been skyrocketing for weeks. What if Stephanie Johnson recognized the sound of Joy Wesley's footsteps? What if Stephanie Johnson grabbed the gun on purpose to send a very clear, terrifying message? Stay far away from Alex Kiriakis. This changes everything. If Stephanie Johnson intentionally aimed the weapon at Joy Wesley, we are looking at a dark, premeditated storyline. Let us be real for a second. The soap opera writers love a good crime of passion arc. We saw a very similar dynamic years ago with Sammy Brady. Sammy Brady never hesitated to use extreme, lethal force when anyone threatened the happiness of Sammy Brady. Stephanie Johnson is channeling that exact same fierce, borderline, unhinged energy right now, and frankly, I am absolutely here for the drama. Predictive lore, the Salem cover-up. So, what happens next, based on the internal logic of Days of Our Lives? Let us weave these plot threads together. Jada Hunter is an incredibly skilled detective, but Jada Hunter is also fiercely, blindly loyal to best friends. We saw Jada Hunter pulling Stephanie Johnson aside in the preview photos. Jada Hunter looked completely terrified, not just because of the firearm, but because Jada Hunter realizes the intense legal jeopardy Stephanie Johnson is facing. I predict Jada Hunter will actually try to tamper with the police report. Jada Hunter will coach Stephanie Johnson to explicitly state the apartment was pitch black and the intruder's face was completely obscured by shadows. But Sean Brady is not going to let a sketchy story slide. Sean Brady is a legacy cop with a rock-solid moral compass, inherited directly from Bo Brady and Hope Brady. Sean Brady will notice the glaring discrepancies in the statements given by Alex Kiriakis and Joy Wesley. The internal logic of the show dictates that Sean Brady will become the primary antagonist to the Jada Hunter and Stephanie Johnson cover-up. Sean Brady will start digging into Alex Kiriakis' phone records, eventually proving that Stephanie Johnson knew exactly when Joy Wesley was coming over. And you won't believe what happens next if Sean Brady exposes the lie. The Salem Police Department will face a massive scandal, and Mayor Paulina Price will demand, "Heads roll." And what about Joy Wesley? I passionately hate how Joy Wesley plays the innocent victim. Joy Wesley is calculating. Joy Wesley is not going to just walk away from a near-death experience. Joy Wesley is going to use the trauma to manipulate Alex Kiriakis. Joy Wesley will play the ultimate victim card. Joy Wesley will look directly at Alex Kiriakis and say, Stephanie Johnson is completely unstable. Stephanie Johnson is a dangerous maniac. This single incident will be the exact catalyst that drives Alex Kiriakis straight into the arms of Joy Wesley. Alex Kiriakis is weak-willed enough to fall for the manipulation hook, line, and sinker. Final thoughts. The writers are setting up a massive, destructive collision course. The dark legacy of the Johnson family trauma, the Kiriakis family dysfunction, and the Brady family justice system are all colliding inside one single apartment. I am completely on the edge of my seat. We really have to ask ourselves some tough questions about morality in Salem today. Is Stephanie Johnson a tragic victim of severe paranoia, or is Stephanie Johnson becoming the very villain the Johnson family usually fights against? And is Alex Kiriakis ultimately to blame for creating a toxic environment where Joy Wesley felt comfortable enough to just unlock the door and walk right in? I want to hear from every single one of you down in the comments right now. Do you believe Stephanie Johnson genuinely thought a random criminal was breaking in? Or do you think Stephanie Johnson intentionally aimed that gun at Joy Wesley out of pure, unadulterated jealousy? Drop your absolute hottest theories below, because I will be reading and replying to the best ones. Do not forget to hit that like button, ring the notification bell, and subscribe to Peacock TV Spoilers so the community never misses an update on all the juicy Salem drama. Stay safe out there, Salem fans, and we will see you in the next video.